welcome back to Daily Easy English Talk. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. Thanks for joining us. You know those moments, right?
Yeah.
In professional life, someone asks a perfectly reasonable question or needs an answer, and, well, you just don't have it right then and there. It can feel a bit awkward. How do you handle that? How do you respond gracefully without just saying, I don't know, and maybe sounding unprepared?
Right.
So today, we're diving deep into that art of professional communication. Specifically, we're looking at some really useful, concise phrases that buy you time, keep you looking credible, and just keep things moving. Okay, let's unpack this.
It's such a key skill, honestly. These phrases, they seem small, but they're actually strategic tools. I think of them like micro commitments, you know?
Oh, interesting. Micro commitments.
Yeah. Each one helps you manage expectations, build trust. It shows professional integrity. It really isn't just what you say. It's very much how you say it. Sometimes that matters even more than the final answer.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So let's get into our first key phrase. This one's a real workhorse, I think, for sounding proactive. Let me look into that and get back to you.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic. It works because it immediately shifts the focus from I don't have the answer to I'm taking action to find it.
Exactly. Responsibility.
You're taking ownership. That's huge for how competent you seem, but there's a catch, right?
Always a guess.
You have to actually follow through. If you say this and then drop the ball, you do more damage than good. The commitment needs to be real.
That's a really great point. It's about showing initiative, not just stalling. So for instance, in a meeting, someone asks something totally out of left field. You could just say, that's a great question. Let me look into that and get back to you. Simple. Is there a danger of using it too much, though? Like constantly?
Yeah, potentially. If every other answer is, let me look into that, it might start to suggest you maybe aren't as prepared or knowledgeable as you should be. So balance is key. Use it when you genuinely need to check something, not for stuff you probably ought to know.
That makes total sense. Okay, so sometimes you need a bit more time, maybe a decent chunk, but you still want to convey like a professional urgency without sounding panicked.
Right.
That brings us to phrase number 2. I'll follow up with you as soon as I can.
Ah, yes. This one's great when you genuinely need some time to investigate or compile something, but you want to reassure the person their request is important.
Okay.
As soon as I can feels, it feels committed, but it gives you that necessary buffer. It usually implies, within the same business day or maybe first thing the next, it manages expectations well, especially if you're juggling a lot.
Right. So it's not just whenever. So if someone asks for, say, a detailed report you haven't even started, you could say, I'm not sure at the moment, but I'll follow up with you as soon as I can. It's clear, buys you time, doesn't leave them feeling ignored.
Exactly. Polite and practical.
Okay, moving to those really fast situations like live conversations, meetings. You need something quick. Here's a good one. I need to check on that. I'll get back to you shortly.
Yes. This one is perfect for those on-the-spot replies. The key word is definitely shortly.
Right.
Psychologically, it implies a really quick turnaround. We're talking minutes, maybe an hour max, not like end of day. It keeps the dialogue flowing, avoids awkward pauses, makes you look on top of things, even if you need a quick fact check.
But you have to deliver, right?
Oh, absolutely. If you say shortly and then disappear for hours, you've undermined the whole point. Credibility takes a hit. So only use it if you genuinely can be quick.
Got it. So maybe someone asked for a specific number during a budget review. You could say, I need to check on that. I'll get back to you shortly. Super efficient.
Perfect example.
All right, phrase number 4. This one's really important, I think, for managing expectations when you're actually waiting on someone else. I'll get back to you once I have more information. Here's where it gets really interesting, because it clearly signals a dependency.
Yes, transparency is key here. You're basically letting them know up front that the timeline isn't entirely in your hands. It stops them wondering why you're taking so long. You're not just saying, I don't know. You're explaining why there's a potential delay. It builds understanding, maybe even a little empathy, and it subtly shifts some accountability.
Right. It clarifies the situation. So a perfect example might be, I've asked the team for their input. I'll get back to you once I have more information. Sets the stage. Avoids making you look like the bottleneck.
Precisely.
What if that information just doesn't come through quickly from the team?
Yeah, that happens. Good question. In that case, proactive communication is vital. Maybe send a quick note like, just wanted to let you know I'm still waiting on that info from the team. I haven't forgotten, and I'll update you as soon as I hear back.
Okay. Keep them in the loop.
Keep them in the loop. It reinforces your diligence.
Makes sense. And finally, number 5. This one feels a bit more formal, maybe more common in email. I'll circle back with an update.
Circle back definitely has a more structured, professional feel. It implies a deliberate process of revisiting the topic. It's really good for ongoing projects or complex issues where you're committing to provide a status report later on, not necessarily the final answer immediately. It keeps a clear communication trail.
So you might wrap up an email thread with, thanks for raising this off. I'll circle back with an update later today. Very clean, very professional, sets a clear expectation.
Exactly. It's solid.
So what does this all mean when you put it together? For your day-to-day work life, these 5 phrases, they might seem simple, but they are incredibly powerful tools.
They really are.
They help you keep your credibility, manage those expectations effectively, and just keep communication flowing smoothly, even when you don't have that instant answer.
Absolutely. And consciously using them, just making them part of your toolkit, can genuinely improve your professional relationships. It cuts down on misunderstandings, makes things more efficient. It's those small linguistic tweaks that can have a surprisingly big impact on how you're perceived and, frankly, how easy your job feels.
That's so true. So here's something to think about. How might mastering just one of these phrases, really getting the hang of when and how to use it, how might that change your next tricky conversation at work? Or even just make your daily emails a bit smoother.
Yeah.
Give it a try. Experiment a little and see what kind of positive impact it makes. Now, let's see them in action.
Yeah, the fun part. Role playing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Real world scenarios. We've talked about the what and the why, but hearing them used makes all the difference. Right?
Absolutely. Helps internalize them, makes them feel natural.
We'll set up a common scene and then demo how one of these phrases just fits smoothly. Shows you how to deploy them.
Builds that muscle memory, so when you need it, it just comes out. No hesitation.
Okay, dialogue 1. Ready? Imagine this.
In a meeting.
You're in a team meeting, important one, all eyes on you. Crucial question comes up. You don't have the exact number they need right now. Pressure's on. Okay, team, crunch time. Do we have the final reconciled sales numbers from last quarter that factor in the recent returns data? We need that for the board report.
That's a critical point. We have the initial figures pulled, but the returns reconciliation is still processing. Not quite final yet. Let me look into that specific reconciled number and get back to you by the end of the day, absolutely before that report is drafted.
Boom. See, diffused instantly. Could have been an awkward silence or someone scrambling, but nope.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I don't know, which can sound unprepared. It was, I will know soon. I own this. Here's the plan. Confidence, even without the immediate data point.
Exactly. It shows immediate responsibility and accuracy commitment. By saying why it's not ready reconciliation processing, you give context.
Good point.
Then you pivot to the action. Let me look into that. Get back to you by end of day. Avoids guessing, reassures the asker, keeps the meeting moving. Doesn't compromise data integrity.
So effective. Okay, next scenario.
Email.
Follow-up. Picture this. Urgent email lands in your inbox. Project timeline question. But you know you need to sync with another team, let's say. Legal, before you can give a definite yes. Can't leave them hanging, but definitely can't commit without checking. Hey, just following up after our call. Given those new compliance rules we discussed, can we definitely lock in the client contract signing for next Friday? Need to let them know ASAP.
Hi. Thanks for flagging the compliance angle again. Good catch. I need to quickly check with our legal team on how exactly those new rules impact the standard signing timeline. I'll get back to you shortly with their guidance, likely within the next hour or two.
That shortly, likely within the next hour or two, so good. It sets a clear expectation, fast turnaround, but builds in that necessary buffer for the legal chat.
Precisely. Perfect for when you expect a quick confirmation. Manages their need for speed, but ensures you're covered. Keeps the project moving.
Without making a potentially risky commitment.
Exactly. Signals you're on it, retrieving the info, keeps the email thread alive. Professional efficiency.
Love how these keep things flowing. Okay, next up, the world instant messaging.
Slack chat.
Think Slack, Teams, whatever. Fast-paced, informal-ish, someone pings you, urgent update needed on a critical issue. You know you'll have the details soon, just need to pull them together. Ping. Any update on that critical server outage in the EU region? The main client over there is getting anxious.
Hey, just waiting on the final root cause analysis from the infrastructure team. I'll circle back with a comprehensive update, including mitigation steps, by the end of the day. We'll ping you the second I have it.
Nice and concise, clear action. And that by the end of the day, super helpful. Gives them a specific time frame they can rely on.
Right. Circle back here implies that more complete picture is coming. Not just it's fixed, but the why and what's next.
Okay.
And setting that specific time frame by EOD really boosts trust, doesn't it? Removes all the ambiguity, shows you're accountable, you've planned the follow-up.
Absolutely. Clarity, accountability, trust. Okay, classic pressure cooker scenario.
On the phone.
You're on a live call, maybe a prospect, maybe a partner you don't talk to often. They ask something unexpected or something you just don't have the data for right there on your screen. Don't want to sound flustered. Okay, this sounds promising. But before we go further, can you just confirm if that specific enterprise feature set we discussed is fully rolled out and available in the APAC region right now, considering the data sovereignty laws that just updated?
That's a really important detail to confirm, especially with the recent legal updates. Good question. I'm not entirely sure about the very latest status for APAC at this exact moment. Let me double check that for you. I'll follow up with you as soon as I can, probably within the next hour or so, right after I verify with our regional operations lead.
See how honest that feels?
Yeah.
But still confident. It's okay not to know everything instantly on a call.
Totally.
This lets you be truthful, but immediately commits to action and gives a rough time frame.
That combo, I'm not sure right now, plus as soon as I can, is powerful. It's honest, but pivots straight to commitment. Maintains professionalism, no need to fake it.
Avoids the awkward silence or waffling.
Right. Replaces it with a clear, actionable statement. They hear sincerity, diligence, a promise of follow-through. Builds credibility, which is huge on a live call.
Masterclass in honesty plus professionalism. Okay, final role play, often the trickiest. High stakes here. Complex client chat. Maybe sensitive financial details for a big deal. Project decision hinges on exact figures. Client needs specifics, and you know you need finance or someone else to verify. Okay, this looks good. But given our fiscal year closing soon, can you confirm the final, absolutely locked-in pricing structure for the Platinum Enterprise tier today? Including those tiered volume discounts we talked about last week, we need to get the PO approved.
That's a critical question, absolutely. And I want to ensure 100% accuracy for your PO. Let me confirm those specifics. I'll get back to you once I have the final verified information directly from our finance team regarding those specific discount thresholds and the locked-in structure. I'll prioritize this and expect to have that for you by an end of day tomorrow at the latest.
Perfect. You're relying on another department, and this phrase states that clearly. Manages their expectations by explaining why the delay is necessary.
Exactly. It makes it clear you're not the bottleneck. You're following the process to get them the right info.
It shifts the focus from I don't know to I'm getting the official answer from the right people.
Right. And it subtly reinforces that finance's input is crucial for something like pricing accuracy. You're not just delaying, you're ensuring correctness.
Which is exactly what a client wants for critical stuff like pricing.
Demonstrates diligence, commitment to precision, builds massive client trust, shows you prioritize accuracy above all.
These role plays really make it click, don't they? Shows how smoothly they fit into real conversations.
Definitely helps bring them to life.
Okay, now, putting it into practice, your turn. We've gone deep on the phrases, the why, seen them in action. Now it's really your turn to try them out mentally.
Yeah, the best way to master these is active application, conscious practice.
So we'll give you a situation, you think. What's the polite, professional, powerful response using one of these tools? Engage your brain here, don't just listen.
Exactly. It's about building confidence, making them second nature, a mental rehearsal.
Okay, situation number 1. Get ready.
Your colleague asks you a question you're not sure about.
Okay, you're just chatting with a colleague, casual, maybe grabbing coffee. They ask about a company policy detail or something from an old project. You need to double check. You want to help, but be accurate. What's your instant, confident reply? Pause.
All right. Hopefully you thought of it. Let me look into that and get back to you. It's fantastic here. Shows responsibility, initiative.
You're not guessing.
Nope. You're committing to find the correct answer. Ensures accuracy, avoids misunderstandings, shows respect for the question and your colleague, builds that professional credibility.
Clean, concise, gives you space to do it right, shifts the burden from instant recall to a reliable process. Okay, next one.
A client asks for a timeline, but you're waiting on others.
Scenario 2. Key client. Needs a firm timeline. Next project phase, maybe. But you can't give it yet because you're waiting on input from design or engineering or someone else. Need to manage their expectations, be transparent, keep them reassured. How do you respond? Pause.
For this, I'll get back to you once I have more information, is incredibly powerful. It's transparent about that dependency.
Explains the why behind the delay.
Exactly, without making excuses. Sets a realistic expectation. The client understands there's a process step needed before you can give the final answer.
Builds credibility, fosters patience.
Right. It says, I'm working on it, but I need this piece from them first to give you the accurate picture.
Pulls back the curtain perfectly. They know you're not ignoring them, just waiting on that external piece. Shifts focus from you not knowing to the clear process of finding out. Okay, last practice scenario.
Someone wants an answer right now, but you need time.
Last one. Someone needs an answer now. Fast meeting, maybe. Urgent chat. Pressure's on. But you need just a minute or two to check something, verify a detail, make sure you're right. What's your immediate professional go-to phrase to buy that crucial time without losing face? Pause.
Hopefully you landed on, I'll follow up with you as soon as I can. Excellent for that immediate pressure moment. Shows you're on it. You acknowledge the urgency.
But you're not sacrificing accuracy for speed.
Exactly. As soon as I can is polite, efficient, signals commitment to timeliness without boxing you into an instant, possibly wrong answer. Lets you step back, check, return confidently.
Be responsive, not reckless.
Precisely. It's a lifesaver in those moments. Buys you mental space, keeps you composed, maintains credibility under fire.
Perfect. Okay, so there we have it. We've really explored this art of the professional pause.
It's subtle but powerful stuff.
These 5 phrases, they're more than just polite words, aren't they? They're strategic tools.
Definitely. Tools to maintain professionalism, build trust, manage expectations effectively.
Even when you don't have the answer right there, they show you're responsible, proactive, committed to getting it right.
And by using them, you turn that potential awkwardness into a chance to show you're reliable, competent.
It's applied knowledge, right? Taking these simple phrases and using them for maximum impact.
Exactly. Controlling the flow, ensuring accuracy, lowering stress, yours and theirs, and building confidence.
So here's the challenge for you listening. Try them out. This week, actively use these phrases. Notice the reactions. See how you feel.
You might be surprised how much smoother things go, how much more in control you feel.
They'll become second nature pretty quickly, a key part of your toolkit.
And as you practice, here's something deeper to think about. How does using these phrases not just manage things for others, but also reduce your own stress?
Good question.
By giving yourself permission to be thoughtful, to be accurate. How might mastering these professional pauses free up your mental energy for bigger, more strategic thinking, knowing you've handled those immediate requests with grace?
Exactly. It's not just the words, it's the quiet confidence they give you. Lots to reflect on there. We really encourage you to apply these insights. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Thanks, everyone.
So if you found this helpful and want more tips for your daily English,
Please subscribe or follow Daily Easy English Talk wherever you get your podcasts.
And maybe share it with any friends who are also learning English.
Thanks so much for listening today.
Bye for now.